In this lesson, we will add the final details for the spacesuit and even more details to the planets and spaceship.
So if we zoom into the arms that we created, you can see it's still a little bit blocky. We want them more round in a way. Let's fix this up real quick. If you go to edit mode using tab, and you can see the edge loops that we introduced, that's the reason why they're blocky. So if you want to remove that blockiness, you can just select the edges. If we press 2 or select this icon and then left click and then alt shift click, now we select both edge loops around the whole arm. Then we can scale it on the y-axis so they're more round in a way. This looks good. Do it here as well. 2, alt left click, alt shift alt left click, and then select a scale on the y-axis. Now it's more round. But of course, as you can see, the round object here is clipping through the arm, so maybe we need to tweak that as well. We can tweak it, of course, select it with L and hovering over it. Then press S and then Y, so we scale it on the y-axis. This looks good. Other thing that we can add the elbow pad here. Maybe also just go to edit mode again with tab and then shift right click so we can add that object right here. Then we press shift A cube. Now we add that cube to the part here and then maybe scale it down. But you can see ours is super smooth. We can also adjust the smoothness to smoothness shading, but still it's round. We want it a little bit blocky like the sketch, so we can add an edge loop and then maybe select the face here, scale it down, select the edge here, scale it down. Also dragging it a little bit here, maybe scaling it up again, something like that. Maybe sliding the edge here and also add an edge loop again, Control R here, and then maybe scaling it a little bit so it would look something like this. Of course, we can do the same here to this other arm. Shift right click and then add a cube, scale it down, and then rotate it a bit, R, and then moving it with G here, and then again take the bottom face here, scale it down, maybe a little bit up, and then extrude, make it a little bit smaller, and then edge loop here, Control R, then scaling it up. Everything should be shaded as smooth, so Z shade smooth. Let's see from the camera preview. Yep, this looks good. One small thing as well for the arms, the fingers look a little bit skinny. We want them more chunky in a way. So let's go to edit mode. This won't take much time. It's just select the edges, alt, select, and then scale with S. And that's enough. Just keep selecting all the edges that makes the fingers and then just scaling them up and left click, scaling them up, left. Same here. Maybe this one, scale it up. We should also do the same for the other hand. Just chunkify the whole thing. Always nicer. And also because you want this illustration to be more stylized, you don't want it to look weird. So yeah, this is a good thing just to chunkify the whole model. Okay, now that we have this done, we can also just move to the legs here. The legs look kind of similar to the arms, but not quite. So it's going to be a little bit tricky, but let's do it together. It's not going to be that complicated once you get used to navigating this 3D space, but let's do this. So I basically duplicated the arm with Shift D. I'm going to delete the blocking here. Then let's place this, what supposedly it's going to be the legs soon. I'm just placing the circular thing. Then of course I'm going to tweak this to match the sketch that we have. So now we placed it. We go to edit mode. Of course I want to select a big chunk and rotate it that it fits the sketch. So I go to wireframe mode with Z, and then just select the faces here or polygons, and I want to select everything here. So press C till this circular thing on the cursor shows up, then hold left click and just keep selecting everything around this. So here is good, the circular shape around the hand, and then just escape. Since now we selected the part that we want, we can just rotate it, move it till the part that we wanna match the sketch, so something like this. Then go to solid view. And of course you can see the stretching, but it's totally fine. We'll fix this really quickly. Of course we want to move it to the back, so it would look good from other angles as well. Maybe need to make the fingers looking good also from the front. So yeah, now that I have it in the position that I want it, maybe I can adjust the edge loop that's stretched like that. So let's just select with Alt and left click, then maybe just move it till it fits the sketch. So something like this here. Maybe just should be bigger, and then select this one a lot bigger. And yeah, don't worry about the round shape around the arm and also like the knee pad here. We're gonna fix it soon. I think this is looking better already. Now we can select this round shape here with L, then scale it on the y-axis so it would flip, and then with L also select this, then try to make it fit. So scaling it with S, it with G again, and then the knee pad selected with L, then moving it a little bit. Look back to the camera again. Solid view with Z. Let's make it fit the sketches. Way off. Wait, edit mode. Leave me, I move it a little bit to the front, a little bit bigger. Yep. And of course, this is a little bit too round. Maybe if you want it to be more cubical, cube kind of shape, maybe you can just add edge loop. Control R. Wait, solid view. You think this is okay? And of course, we can delete the other one. And then duplicate this, but of course this should be mirrored, so we should scale it on the x-axis by -1, SX, and then -1. This is done. We can move it here. It's gonna look weird, but it's fine. Then maybe scale it a little bit. So this is the place for it, but of course, again, we're gonna do the same thing that we did on the other side. We just select this whole thing, the faces, C. Then, of course, I made the brush bigger with the wheel, but then I just hold left click and then just keep selecting everything around the circular shape around the leg, and then that's good. So escape, rotate it, place it where the reference is. Let's go to solid view so I can actually understand how it looks like from this angle. The only thing is, this should be a little bit to the front, so maybe you should move it. But of course, this edge loop is messed up, so select the edges, select the edge loop with Alt, and then left click, make it look a little bit natural. Wouldn't look super natural because of also the edge loop, so you can also tweak that one. Let's check from the front view. So we can now match it to the sketch. Move this edge loop here, maybe a little bit bigger, and maybe introduce a new edge loop with Control R and click. Move it here, scale it a little bit bigger. Okay, now this is better. One other thing, it would be just checking this round shape here, selecting it, making it bigger on the x-axis a little bit. Also just bigger in general, and then moving it so it fits. And then let's go to the camera view, solid view again, select this, shade as smooth. Okay, that's better. And of course the knee pad thing, so we can just go to wireframe and select the knee pad and move it to its place in the like this. It looks a little bit weird from that angle, so maybe I can tweak it a little bit so it would be more natural. And then we have the other leg. Okay, this is better. So now that we finished the legs here, we can also tweak the stuff that's clipping through the helmet here. So the tongue, that's super quick. We can just go to edit mode, select the faces here, just alt click, and then we select all the faces, that loop, go to wireframe, and then just push it so it doesn't clip through the helmet. Of course, one other thing, we can make the helmet bigger, but we don't want to clip it through other stuff as well, so this is better. I don't think the bananas here are chunky enough, so we can actually just delete one of the bananas. And then this one, maybe select the edges, like we did with the fingers. So we just select edge loop, bigger, a little bit bigger, not small, okay, maybe a bit more. Then we can actually just, this is a little bit blocky, so we can just do the subdivision modifier here, add it to it. And of course we need to add edge loops here, here. Of course, we have the other chunky banana. This is good. For this one, we can do the subdivision as usual and then add edge loops. Also, we can do another modifier that's called bevel, and it just bevels all the edges. I just want to introduce that bevel modifier as well, but we can do it with the subdivision as well. So just go edit mode and then add a lot of edges and stuff, but whatever you prefer. Some people actually prefer to have some kind of a, let's have this plasticky device so it would be rounded like that. But of course, I think with a bevel, it looks a little bit blocky. So I like it. Maybe increase the segments. As you can see here in the modifier, there's segments. Then go to the smoothness here and make it a shade smooth. This looks good better. Also the cap, cannot forget the cap, so modifier, subdivision. As you can see, it looks like some kind of a duck face here, so maybe we can just add edge loops everywhere so it would be more sharp and takes the shape of the cap that we have in the sketch. And then of course smooth shading. Then select this one was alt left click and then V again. So we slide it